Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aisha and you're watching Samaa News. Here are today's headlines. The White House has confirmed that President Donald Trump is dispatching a high-level negotiating team to Pakistan, led by Vice President JD Vance, for talks with Iran. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said the first round of negotiations will take place on Saturday. U.S. Envoy Steve Witkoff and Senior Advisor Jared Kushner are also part of the delegation as diplomatic efforts gather pace. Meanwhile, Vice President Vance says a deal to end the conflict is possible if Iran negotiates in good faith. Speaking during a visit to Hungary, he said President Trump has directed the negotiating team to work toward an agreement. President Trump later said talks on the Iran crisis will be held behind closed doors, insisting only one set of key points is acceptable to the United States. In a social media post, he said those terms form the basis of the ceasefire, but gave no further details. Trump also said negotiations are expected to move quickly, while also threatening a federal probe over what he called leaked correspondence. Meanwhile, President Trump has said that the United States will work closely with Iran following what he described as a regime change, as both sides move toward talks on tariffs and sanctions relief. He also warned that any country supplying weapons to Iran would face a 50% tariff on exports to the United States. Trump also said there would be no uranium enrichment, adding that many points in the U.S. proposal have already been agreed.
Later, Trump said the US military ships and aircraft will remain around Iran and threatened that the US will start shooting again unless Tehran fully complies with the deal reached with Washington. He said on his Truth Social platform that all US ships, aircraft and military personnel with additional ammunition, weaponry will remain in place in and around Iran until the real agreement reached is fully complied with. He added that if for any reason it is not, the shooting will be stronger than anyone has ever seen before. Israel has pounded Lebanon with its heaviest strikes yet, killing hundreds of people and drawing a threat of retaliation from Iran, which suggested it would be unreasonable to proceed with talks to forge a permanent peace deal with the United States. The warning from Iran's lead negotiator, Parliament Speaker Mohammad Bagher Khalibaf, said Israel had already violated several conditions of that ceasefire by ramping up its parallel war against the Iran-aligned militia Hezbollah, while the US had violated the agreement by insisting that Iran abandon its nuclear ambitions. He said in such a situation, a bilateral ceasefire or negotiations were unreasonable. Israel has carried out its heaviest strikes on Lebanon since the conflict with Hezbollah broke out last month, killing more than 250 people in one day and injuring over 1,100 as the Iran-aligned group resumed rocket attacks on northern Israel. On Wednesday afternoon, at least 5 consecutive strikes rocked the capital Beirut, sending columns of smoke into the sky as Israel's military said it had launched the largest coordinated strike of the war. It said more than 100 Hezbollah command centers and military sites were targeted in Beirut, the Bekaa Valley, and southern Lebanon within 10 minutes.
On the other hand, Benjamin Netanyahu says Israel remains ready to confront Iran, despite a truce between Washington and Tehran. In a televised statement, he said Israel still has objectives to complete and would achieve them either through agreement or renewed fighting. He added that forces are prepared to return to combat at any moment, calling the truce a step, not the end of the campaign.
That's all for now. For more updates, visit www.samaa.tv. Thank you for watching Samaa News.